Okay, so I have here some materials that I've used for it. This is a piece of cardboard, chipboard maybe, very thin, that I've used for the ones that I showed you before. You can also use packaging material. The thing is, you need to paint it on both sides, and you want to sand this first a little bit so that the paint will adhere to it. You want to paint this on both sides, because if you only paint it on one side, it will stand up like this or like this, depending on how the grain is. And when you wait until it's dry and then you paint the other side, and when it's completely dry, it's flat again. The last coat is the side that I will be working on. It'll be the cleanest coat. So to make a mandala, you want to find the center. So basically you draw a line from corner to corner, and when you use a pencil, you want a sharp pencil so that your line is as thin as possible. From there on, you will make the straight lines, the vertical and the horizontal. Then I drew on 2 circles, find the center of my curve to divide it in half again. And I might not use every line, but it is there if I need it. And also I have poured some paints on my lids, and let's get at it. I think I'm going to use with a big dot in the middle, and I will use my nail for that. And I'm going to use blue. I'm trying to center it, because of course the center is gone. I cannot see that. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to use it again, because the center is like an on its own standing center. And now it's just a matter of what size dots do I want on either side. And I want it small enough so that I can get a lot in. I don't want it big enough so that when I place it here, I do not have room to place one over here. I do want a dot on every line, so I think I'll go with this one. This is the smallest crochet hook I have. I could go with the top of this one, right? Okay, let's try this. What color shall I use? I really like this green, turquoise. So, and when you're dotting, you place your stylus, let's call it a stylus, in the paint, and you dot in the paint, and you dot in the paint, and you dot. If you would make 2 dots in a row, the second dot is smaller than the one before that. We'll get to that later, but if you want to make all your dots the same consistency, you'd have to dip it in the paint first. I have not thought of this beforehand, what I'm going to do. What I do once, I'll do all around. I'm going to refer to my thing here. Yeah, let's use the smallest. I'm going to do red now. How about some yellow now? Or orange? No, we'll go with yellow. I'm going to grab a chair. And what if I make dots that go from big to small? Yeah? And I will try and see how far I come. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think I'm going to extend the dots, and looking at my test sheet over here, I think I'm going to try and use the 2-inch Of course, I'm doing things I should not be doing, like extra dotting, and I think I'm going to use a nail now. Okay, orange. Okay, it's the next day and I've covered my paints with lids and they're still usable. I'm amazed that I can still use them, and it's a good idea to actually have them covered because there was so much left. And I've added a few more dots, and I even went back in the bigger dots to add another color on top. I will come back when this is dry and I will seal this. I will use a different sealer than I've used here. I've used polyurethane here. I'm not too fond of it. It makes it very shiny. On one side it is a very good sealer, and I applied 2 coats. First I went with my brush one way and the second coat was with the other way. For this one I've used regular gel gloss. It is not all that glossy and I'm okay with that. Again, I went with the brush one way in one coat and the second coat the other way, and this almost looks like it has a textured background to it, and I don't really mind it. I kind of like it. I hope you can see it. Okay, I'm back with the results of the spraying of my coaster with clear matte, and I'm not too thrilled about it because sometimes the spraying is not even and you get big droplets on your project. So I think I will stick with the heavy gel matte. And what I do with, this is just a quick tip, what I do with my glue bottles is I get a piece of plastic that I place on top and then I will close it. This way the lid won't glue to the jar, otherwise I will have a hard time opening them. So here I have one, and I added this to a layer of cork with the intent of making it a coaster. Now I find this very thin. I've cut some heavy duty chipboard. You find this behind picture frames, and I painted the sides black, and I will also finish this with heavy gel matte. I will then glue this to here and then add the cork here. Then I will have a sturdier coaster. All right, that was it for today. Take care, everyone. Until the next one. Bye.